Hola, mi amigos! We're back here in beautiful Valderrama for this week's Heng Time. Now, I'm super excited because we've got our two-time major champion. He's the captain of Legion XIII. He's also one of Spain's home favorite. It's Jon Rahm. Let's go see what he's all about. Cut.
That'll be left edge. That's fine.
Jon, welcome home, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's not really home, it's the complete
know.
opposite side of the country, but yeah, we are in Spain, so.
Yeah, in Spain, beautiful Spain. I love this place. This is one of my favorite places to come back to on our calendar. Any favorite memories here in Valderrama for you?
Well, personally, I haven't had the best record here, but I have had some really fun instances, right? Because as a pro, I haven't had the chance to come back and play in Spain a lot.
Yeah.
So there's been a few times where I come later on the year and, you know, and the crowd really shows it. So there's been a lot of times where there's like, you know, youth schools and kids that come and a couple of fun pictures just of the 18th hole. There was one year when I missed the cut and there's a group of 30 of them that just came and gave me a hug, and that's one of the best moments I've ever had. Aside from that, it's got to be obviously some images from the '97 Ryder Cup and from some of Sergio's wins, right? I remember one of the times he won the Andalucía Masters where he was on 17, one of the days hitting it with his feet on the river, ball was out, right? Made a great par on 16, 17, and 18 to end up winning by one, I believe, right? So it's a lot of fun moments to think about, obviously mainly being possibly the Ryder Cup.
Right, yeah. I saw a fantastic photo of you as a kid. I think you're in your early teens.
Yeah, that was a
you're getting
young
an
John.
autograph from, I believe it was Henrik Stenson.
It is Henrik. Yeah, so.
It's one way to make a guy feel old. You should show him that picture.
Well, no, we've talked about it because that was my first ever pro event I ever got to witness. I came in through the entrance next to 7.
Yeah.
First shot I ever saw live was Thomas Bjorn, who ended up being my Ryder Cup captain. Justin Rose was the winner, who ended up being my first Ryder Cup partner. And then Henrik was signing my shirt. Paul Casey had already signed that shirt. So 4 people I ended up sharing the stage with on my first ever Ryder Cup were part of that day, right? Which is crazy to think about.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's a fun memory. My parents still have that shirt.
That's
so
awesome.
I think I need to get it back in at some point.
You should frame it, take a picture with him, and then do like a side-by-side, you know?
I think we should repeat a few of those
yes,
pictures.
You should.
Because I remember when Paul came out, and I think he was paired with Nick Doherty, and they didn't have a good day because it can be difficult, but they both stopped, they both signed, and they both were really generous with every kid that was there, right? So they created a really good impression of what a pro should do.
As you are as well. I try
to. We don't always have the time though.
No, I mean, especially a week like this week, you know, you have so many obligations, but it's exciting in some ways. That's the way I guess you do grow the game of golf.
Yeah.
In Spain, right? Speaking of all those great memories that you just brought up, now if I take you back to when you're 13 and I said that all those things would happen along with 2 major championships, being world #1 amateur, being world #1 in the world, would you have been like, yeah, I know that was going to happen?
Do I know? No. Did I have belief that it could happen? Yes. I think if you want to accomplish anything in life, you have to almost have a blind confidence in yourself, right? Just senseless confidence that you can accomplish what you can. Yeah. And that's how I believe a lot of people have achieved what they have achieved, and that's how I believe I've achieved what I've achieved. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have said I know it's going to happen, but did I think it could happen? Yes. I have the faith.
Yeah, self-belief is a powerful thing, man, and you made it happen.
As a competitor, you have to have it. Otherwise, nobody's going to have that for you.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it in yourself, it's going to be a very hard room to.
I love it. I love it. As I said, I know you're a busy man, so let's dive right into it. One thing that I caught on YouTube was a clip of you sharing something quite personal when it comes to your own self-reflection as a person, as a player, as a father.
God, what did I say?
You meditate and you actually journal and you do a lot of that stuff to center yourself, which I really appreciate. Can you tell us how and why did you get into all that stuff?
I more so journal. I find it in itself extremely meditational in a way where thoughts come and go in a really fluid manner without me really feeling attached to anything.
Yeah.
I started when I started working with my mental coach, Joseba, and he gave me a few different ideas, but I've always been a person that likes to write things out. I think as a young boy when I was studying, my dad always told me the best way he could explain it for me to understand things is, okay, read a chapter, read a paragraph, and then write a summary of what you've read, right? And just kind of do it that way, write it in your own words, what you're understanding.
Yeah.
And I found out that that was the best way for me to return information, and it was the easiest way for me to study. So it's probably why I ended up doing a communications degree, because it's just I have an easier time if I'm writing things out than doing other things.
That's awesome.
And that's why journaling came into play, and I said, well, that sounds like something I'm gonna enjoy. And I was right away from the first time on. It's whenever something is going on that I can't quite think about or pinpoint, I start writing, and it's almost like unscramble my brain. And it gives me a peace of mind that I can't really achieve in many other ways.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. It is a very therapeutic process, isn't it? And
yeah, and I have different ones too. I'll separate golf.
Oh, you do?
Within personal life, within maybe what I talked to my mental coach. So is section.
How many books do you have then? How many notebooks
3.
do you have? You have 3. Okay.
Yeah, 3. I don't always use everyone every day, but depending on what I have to think about.
Yeah.
I got that from watching the Free Solo documentary from Alex Honnold, where he says he's got his climbing journal, where he goes into extreme detail in every single position where his hand is feeling what he's feeling. And then he's got the personal journal, and I was like, you know what, that's a fantastic idea. Because I try to separate golf from my personal life as much as I can, right? I don't want golf as big a part as my life as it is. I don't want it to completely consume it.
Yeah.
And I'll never want to take my frustrations from the golf course.
Yeah.
Which is many. I won't never want to take him home and put that on my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I found it as a great tool to separate it.
But that's not an easy thing to do though. Like, how difficult is it compartmentalizing in professional sport? In life in general, even for just us normal people, is difficult, let alone a super athlete like yourself and a phenomenal golfer, phenomenal father, phenomenal husband. How difficult is it to really separate all those things on a daily, weekly basis?
You know, since I started working with Joseba in 2014, there's always a question that relates to this, right? When he said, are you happy because you're playing good golf, or are you playing good golf because you're happy? So from then on, it instantly made us start working a lot more on what happens off the golf course. Because the more balanced your life is, the easier it is to compete well. The less distractions. So that's almost what I do. Like, most of my work is, how are we doing at home? And that's most of what I do. So I actually put a lot more effort into my personal life than what you would think I may do. Obviously, I put a lot of effort when it comes to golf, but it's a work in progress, at least. What I find, mentally, and that's why I think I've been able to maybe at this point do it so seamlessly.
Yeah, I think everyone who's watching this, you need to write that quote down and put it on your wall,
Well,
on your mirror or something.
I didn't know until I had a kid where, no matter how bad you play, the second I saw, obviously with Kelly and my parents and family helped out, but the second I saw my son for the first time after a bad round, it's like it instantly goes away. And that feeling doesn't change. So kids in that sense make it a lot easier.
Speaking of kids, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've always wanted a big family. And
how many are you gonna have? How many are you guys gonna plan on having?
That's more up to mom than me.
Fair enough.
We're hitting.
Where are you?
¿Hay alguien aquí o no? Es que no estoy aquí a lo mío. Si molestamos, me dices, eh?
God, I wish I spoke Spanish.
Yeah, I think that's more up to Kelly than me.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
We've always wanted 4, but this one hasn't been the easiest pregnancy, so we'll see.
Yeah, and it must be also tough for you to be away when it is a tough pregnancy.
Yeah,
right?
But she luckily we have a great nanny and her parents live close by, so we have a great support system.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier. Not gonna lie, it was we got some good news before I came, the week right before I came, so that made it a lot easier.
Well, do share. We love.
No, I'm not going to do that.
We love some good news.
I am not. No. We got good news in the sense of, at one point it looked like things could go a little bit more sideways than we
Okay,
expected,
okay.
and then we got a phone call the next day. That was the complete opposite. So
Okay,
that
well
always
that's
helps.
good. As long as mommy's healthy, baby's healthy.
Yeah, she's doing
that's
good. She's doing good.
amazing news. Okay, let's watch you hit the second. You avoided the fixed stuff, so that's good.
Yeah, if you can, I think it's meter-wise, it's a sprinkler. There's 240 meters, so if you can carry that, this left side opens a little bit.
Yeah.
So at least you get a better angle even though you're not on the fairway.
I'll let Adam do his job. I was thinking about taking over your job today, but then I like lifted the.
Actually.
I kind of lifted the bag, and I was like, yeah, no.
Now we can get you one of those cards.
Nope.
Sorry.
Oh, that's looking good. It's the
Sit.
right one. Sit. Sit.
Bunker?
Yeah.
Little flyer.
Yep.
Yeah. John, I caught one of your press conferences earlier this week, and I love what you said. It's that you feel like you've played sort of, you give yourself a score of 6 or 7 out of 10, and because you haven't won, you can't give yourself the extra 3 points. Speaking of which, you're one of the best performing players on our league. Other than the injury that you had, every single event you've come in inside top 10.
Yeah.
What is it going to take, you think, to cross that finish line and get your very first LIV win?
Not a lot. I think besides really Mayakoba, I haven't been really that close on Sunday. I've needed a very low round on Sunday to give myself a chance to win. Vegas as well, maybe. Those first 2 weeks is probably what I should have done it. I was playing really good in Mayakoba, and the swing on 17 really caught me off guard because I wasn't really expecting it. After making that par putt on 16, I had full faith that I was maybe going to get it done on my first try.
Yeah.
But after that, I think either Friday or Thursday hasn't been the low round that I needed to give myself a chance on Sunday, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's it. I just want to be a little bit closer to the lead going into the final round and not need a crazy low Sunday to give myself the win, right? Which is doable, but it's not easy to do.
Yeah, I think that's one of the unique things about, getting in, 54 holes. You really got to get off to a very, very quick start, very hot start, which is not always easy, right?
No, and everybody keeps mentioning, right? And it's easy for somebody to like almost focus too much on that, or like your first 3 holes you make a bogey and panic alarms go off, which shouldn't happen because there's many ways to win a golf tournament.
Yeah.
And we've seen cases where people make comebacks on Sunday, right? So still a lot of golf holes to play.
Yeah.
Right,
54 is a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does help if you go and shoot a 500-600 on the first day. You clearly have a lot less work to do on the weekend. Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
Or if you do a Bryson and shoot 61-58, that would help too.
Well,
it?
2 of his wins, he's had crazy Sundays, right? So sometimes you need that, but it's a lot easier if you don't have to.
Yeah, and finally, before I let you go here, when all is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
It's hard to tell. It's really, I think it's so early in my career that I don't know what that exactly could be like. But on the waves of, I always say when Sevi started playing golf, there was maybe 15,000 golfers in Spain. By the time he died, it was 330,000, right? So if I can somehow influence the game enough to increase or maybe double the amount of golfers we have in the country, then I think I've done a pretty decent job. I like to focus a lot in maybe on a smaller market, and then if you can change something globally, amazing. But that doesn't really only depend on me, right? You need to have a really special career to be able to do that, and only a few people in history have been able to do it.
Yeah, well, you've already made a severe impact, a very positive
Never
impact
know
on
the next
golf in
20 years.
Spain.
You never know. There's a lot
You're
that can be done.
still a young man, so yes, a lot of years left
I
ahead
look
of you,
older,
so-
but I'm still 29.
Well, apparently Caleb thought you were 40, so.
Yeah, that's the first thing he ever said to me in person. That was very nice.
No, that was quite the way to introduce yourself into a team, isn't it?
I went and picked him up from the airport. He was like, "How old are you, John?" And I said, "I'm 20." At the time, I was barely 29. He was like, "Oh, I thought you were 40." Like, yeah, thank you. I'm still 10 years older than him, which you say very quickly, right? I'm turning 30 in November. But
Yeah, well, he's a young talent, that's for sure.
oh yeah, he's incredible.
So many great years ahead of him. All right, let's watch you get this up and down. Where are you at, in the bunker?
Yeah, wrong club. I just didn't want to change.
Leave the pin out, he'll hold it.
Bad at first.
I think this is going to be a little quick.
If he doesn't hit the hole, I don't think I have a chance to hit it close.
Well, life on the beach is good for you.
Do I need to hit this?
Yeah.
¿Te imaginas haciendo esto en fútbol o no?
I'm making him work, all right?
Yeah, you can read that for me.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, I'm gonna. You say you wanted a caddy.
I mean, it's not gonna do too much, is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
All right. See, I gotta go the other way. I'm half blind. So.
But you know, today, so.
I don't know. What do you? I'm gonna just like this is.
She
I'm
needs
nervous.
to try a little harder. Okay?
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Just putt. Don't ask me.
I wouldn't. Why would you be nervous?
Well, not every day you're being asked.
It's a brand new
putt
green, so you have an
for
excuse.
Legend. Left to right. I was gonna say about 2 inches left.
No. Oh, it went left. What?
It was a spike mark. Sorry. It wasn't me. It was the spike marks.
That is what I would say in a tournament. That's for sure.
John, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Play well this week.
Thank you.
This would be the place to get your first win.
If there's ever a golf course, yeah, this would be it.
Yeah, well, play well this week. Thanks for your time, man.
Thank you.